Hello and welcome to Microsoft Excel tutorial from IT Army, and this is tutorial number 68, and in this video we are going to talk about advanced conditional formatting. And previously also I talked about basic conditional formatting, that was in tutorial number 34, and if you haven't seen that video just go ahead and look that video. So let's get started. Okay, so here I have a list of students and their marks, and I want to highlight the guys those who have less than 50. So let's see how to do that. So first of all, I need to select the names that I want to apply formatting on, and then going on to the home tab in the styles command group, the very first button you're gonna see over there is conditional formatting. I click on that, and then I'm gonna go for the very first option, highlight cell rules and that are less than. And then over here I need to specify that less than what number. So if I want, I can simply type in 60 over here, but the best practice is that we should reference to a cell so that in future if I need to make changes, I can simply change over here in the sheet and it will apply over here. So rather than typing in the number, I can simply click on the cell where I have already entered the passing score. And now when I click on OK, and I can see over here that reference is by default absolute. And if you don't know what is absolute, just go ahead and check out my video on cell referencing modes where we talked about absolute, relative and mixed. So this is absolute reference. So it means that we are putting dollar before the column and dollar before the row number, so that all of these cells, they're gonna look in the same exact row and column. So if this cell value is matching with this value, then it's gonna format red color with dark red text. So when I click on OK, and the formatting got applied. So these two guys, they have 40. So in this case, if I want to change the marks over here, if I say that rather than 50 I have 60 is the passing score, and I move off the cell, and you can see that immediately the settings got applied and we have few more guys. So this is how we can reference a cell in conditional formatting. Now let's talk about some other different stuff. Now here I want to have the mixed reference where I need to refer to the cell. So I want to apply a rule that in case if the current year sales is less than the previous year, then in that case it should get highlighted in red. So in this case you can see that each and every cell should look on the left hand side. So this is kind of I can say mixed reference will work or relative reference will work, but I don't need to be absolute. So I don't want that each of these cells looking only in this cell. So let's see how to apply that. So first of all, I just need to select these cells where I need to apply the formatting. Again, going on to the conditional formatting, highlight if it is less than, right? So I don't want a constant value over here. I need to get it from this cell. I click on the first cell, and now you can see that all of them, they are showing in red. But the reason over here is that because this is absolute reference, so the conditional formatting is getting applied to all of these cells based on this cell. So you can see this is not good because here I have 14,000, here it is 22,000, it is more than this cell. So I need to have relative referencing. So how to convert an absolute reference to relative or mixed? I need to remove the dollar before 2. Dollar before B, if you want to remove or not, it's your choice, but at least we need to remove the dollar from 2 so that when I move down the formula, it always looks in the next row. So for this row is gonna look in row number 2. This cell is gonna look in number 3. This cell is gonna look in number 4. So in this case, when I press F4, now you can see that we have $B2. Even if you press one time more, then also it's fine. But this is at least what you require, that the row number should not be logged. And now you can see it's working perfectly fine. 22,000 is more than 14,000, and 19,000 less than 20,000, 20,000 less than 30,000. So it's perfect. So when I click on OK, and now you can see the setting got applied perfectly. Okay, so what I want over here is that I want all the records that are absent, they should be highlighted in red. Not only this column, but the entire row should be highlighted. So I just need to select that entire range and then click on conditional formatting, and I want to create a new rule, and that rule is going to be based on the formula, and that formula is, I say that this cell, and now in this case I want to freeze the column, not the row. So when I press F4, now I can say $B10 is equal to absent. So if it is the case, I want to apply the formatting, and I want to be in red text color, and click on OK. and now I click on OK, and now you can see it's working fine. Now let's move on to the next function. Over here I want to apply formatting that find the guys those whose name is 3 characters. I want to highlight them in red. So again, select all, formatting. I want to create a new rule. It's going to be based on formula, and formula would be, you may be familiar with that. We talked about a function called as length that gives you the length of a string. So I can say equals to length parenthesis, and then I want to select the first cell. Again, I don't want to have the absolute reference. I press F4 parenthesis close equals to 3. So this is the condition. If this condition gets satisfied, I want to apply formatting in red color and click on OK and OK, and I can see we have these 2 guys that are red in color. One more example, let's take off. I want to display the dates, and all the Sundays should be highlighted in red color. So if I put date over here, 1st of January 2019, and then I fill it down, fill series, and fill in the column the date incrementing by 1, and I want to go till January 31st of 2019 and click on OK, and now you can see you are getting till 31st of January. And now I want to apply formatting so that if it is Sunday, it should be shown in red color. So again, how to do that? Conditional formatting, create a new rule, and it's going to be based on formula, where I want to say equals to, and if you know, we had a function called as weekday where you pass in the date and it's going to give you a number between 1 to 7, where 1 represents Sunday and 7 represents Saturday. So I'm going to say equals to weekday of which cell. I'm going to select this cell, and again you can see by default it is giving absolute reference. I want to have relative reference, so I press F4. So this way I'm having just A12. So this way each and every cell is going to look in their own corresponding cell. So is equal to 1, where 1 represents Sunday, and I want to apply formatting that is red in color, and click on OK and click on OK, and you can see all the days that are on Saturday, they got highlighted in red color, right? So this is how we can apply. Now if you say that I want to also apply for Saturday, so I want to highlight Saturdays and Sundays, so there can be 2 different ways. One is you create one more rule similar to this one, but you check for where weekday function returns 7, or you can use the same condition but you want to apply OR over there. So let's see how to do that. So I can say I want to manage the rule, and I want to modify this, and over here whatever condition I was having, I will put it inside the OR function. So I say OR the first condition, comma, and I paste in the second condition, and this time I'm looking for 7. So 1, that is Sunday, or it is 7, that is Saturday, and then apply this conditional formatting. Now when I click on OK and again OK, and now you can see you are getting Saturdays and Sundays highlighted in red color. So that's all about functions. Now let's talk about some more stuff over here. If you remember, we talked about a to-do list. We created this project. So first of all, I want to convert it to a table, and why I want to do that is because you know that whenever I am entering more records over here, this formatting is not going to get copied over there. So I just need to select that, Control T, and I want to create table. My table has already got headers, and click on OK, and that's done. Now see over here the problem that I did the bars over here, the data bars going on to home, conditional formatting. You can see we did from here data bars, and I applied this data bar. But the problem over here is that you can see that even if it is 60% complete, it should just show the 60% of the cell, not complete, because by default how this does the formatting is it takes minimum and maximum as automatic. So that's not what I want. I want to be shown over here as a 60% of the cell should be colored. So in this case I need to modify that. So double click on that, and I say I don't want to be automatic, so I want the minimum number should be 0 and maximum number should be not 100, it should be 1. Why? Because you know internally percentages are numbers where 100% represent 1 and 0% is 0. So that's why I'm doing this thing. And now I can say click on OK and OK, and now you can see it's working perfectly fine. So this is how we can apply conditional formatting. A lot of other complex things are there, I cannot go into detail, but if you have any other questions or comments, just please post in the comment section below. So see you in the next video. Thank you.